What's going on, guys? Talon back here, and I am so sorry for this video being so delayed with being sick. It coming out only back on the 2nd of November here in Japan, and just having crazy schedules, work, and you name it, the whole 9 yards. But anyway, I promised you guys I would bring it out, and I finally have it here, my Xenoverse 2 review. Okay, this is going to be a spoiler review, even though, yes, I know probably most of you have played this / beaten it, or seen kind of spoiler on video, but just in case you haven't, yes, I'm going to make this spoiler free. So, anyway, I know because a lot of people can't play the game 24/7 like I can't. You know, maybe you haven't beaten it, so yeah, that is why I'm going spoiler review. So, some main things I want to cover, though, I want to cover graphics, gameplay, the main story that most of you should know if you played the beta, just kind of the premise behind it. I'm not going to get into the gritty and nitty details. And overall, is it a good fighting game, and should you buy it? Is it worth your money, or should you wait for a sale? Should you rent it? Should you never touch it? So, first off, let's get into some graphics here, okay? Wow. These graphics are amazing. I tell you, when it comes to the whole anime and video games things these days, they are making this thing look so amazing. This game looks phenomenal. This is the closest thing I've ever seen to a game looking so much like the anime. If you are here purely for the visuals, this game hits it out of the park. Not to mention the 60 FPS, which is essential for games these days, like fighting and shooters and others. Although I'm not sure about open world games, but you know, that's on a totally different story. I personally never noticed any dips in the frames or anything, though. Although I will say that the camera can get in the way a little bit, which is to be expected with a game like this. There's so much happening on screen sometimes, especially when you're fighting like giant apes and everything. And it can get a little buggy sometimes, and you're trying to like go around and it's just going all over the place, and all of a sudden your head's like in the stone or something like that. So definitely a little bit of a downside, but you know what? I won't hold it against it too much. This isn't going to be perfect, but it is definitely better than the old 3D games. If you come from like Tenkaichi 2 or Tenkaichi 3 or anything like that, definitely a lot better. Sound is pretty good. I personally prefer the Japanese voices. I know I grew up with Z in English, and I still love watching DBZ in the English voices. However, a lot of those old voices for like Kid Gohan and Teen Gohan and all of them, they're not around anymore. They're not in this game. So it kind of throws me out of the experience just a little bit, but that's simply from nostalgia goggles, and I'm not going to hold it back on that, so that I simply just play with the Japanese voices. You can play with English or Japanese, both subtitled, I believe. So take your pick, whichever one you like, and go for it. A lot of people were complaining about Goku Black's voice. I don't know, sounds fine. Kind of sounds what he would sound in the dub. I don't hold dub to the high standards that I do anymore, simply because, you know, whether it's the content they are given and the fact of how cheesy it sounds when going to dub, or, you know, just people don't put as much effort into it, or whatever the case may be, I don't really hold it against it anymore. So, okay, next, I'm going to move on to gameplay. Now, gameplay-wise, this is not going to be your Street Fighter or BlazBlue combo hitting machine, but if you take the time to learn how to teleport in the combat and everything, it can be very skillful. Now, I'm easily a beginner at this. I am not good at all at this game, but I still enjoy it. I haven't had a fighting game really, you know, allow me to enjoy the combat ever since BlazBlue for the first time. And that game is hard to master. This game will take some time for me, but I think overall it will, you know, show me what it has, and it's going to be really good. But when you get the timing of blocks down, teleporting like I mentioned before, you will do very well online. That is, of course, assuming you have a good connection. I noticed it was pretty solid when fighting against others online that have the good connection. So when I fought people here in Japan, or if I fought people back in the States and America, I was doing pretty well. However, once I started playing against people with not such good connection, and those much further away from me, so mostly Europe, yeah, things got pretty bad, which I know is the case with all online games these days. So until the entire world gets good internet, we just have to accept it and continue on. One thing I will say I love about the game is the amount of time you get for your dollar. The game itself, in terms of story mode, is easily 20-25 hours, if not more. Now, real quick on the stories. Basically, Xenoverse 2 is a continuation from what I understand of Xenoverse 1. I never actually played Xenoverse 1 myself, but overall, I heard basically the story is you're dealing with Future Trunks, the Supreme Kai of Time, or whatever her name is, and essentially, you have some bad guys that are trying to mess up with the timeline of the classic DBZ story, and I guess GT and Super a little bit, and you're basically a custom-made character, and you have to go in and fix everything, essentially. shows you through all the, you know, classic DBZ fights and everything. And there's a bunch of hidden secrets and everything, a lot with hidden characters and power-ups and all that. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but that's essentially what it is. Not to mention, you have all the RNG stuff now included in this, where you get these like from missions and everything. So you have the main story, and you can go off and do these side missions and everything, which take you also through a lot of the battles from DBZ and a lot of side ones also. That's how, to my understanding, you unlock a lot of the special characters, like if you want to unlock Vegito or Buhan or something like that. From what I understand, that is how you do it. You go through these side missions, online or off, which is really nice. I love the fact that you can do it both online and off. And you can go in there and try to beat these guys, get high ranks, get some good items. Mostly visual and everything, but nonetheless makes your character look cool. And then you can also unlock characters, which then can be used on online and offline and all this other stuff. So that I really do love. And another thing I also really love is the special weekend missions, where as a community, if we work together, we can get some pretty cool stuff. I believe they had Janemba's sword as the latest one. So, I will even admit that the hub world itself is pretty good to set this all up, which is pretty cool. You can go ahead and see a lot of people online, which is pretty cool. So overall, as a package, all this gameplay is pretty good. The hub world works. You've seen all the different characters that people are customizing and everything. You can fly around. It's really, really cool, and I personally like it. Although, seriously, that music, can't stand it. I cannot stand it. And yes, before anyone says anything, I know you can change it, but not much in terms of options. So yeah, pick some better music there, guys. Yeah, just pick some better music. So overall, as a package though, it is a pretty solid game. You definitely get your money's worth for this one. Okay, most games these days, you know, you'll pay $60 or $65 or however much it is for your home country, and the campaign may be like 10 hours long, and it says, oh, but we got multiplayer on it, but the multiplayer is broken, or it's not that good, or it's not your cup of tea, really. And so you're just kind of like, well, that wasn't a really good, you know, amount of money. That was a good amount of money I just spent, and I probably shouldn't have done that. But here, you definitely get your money's worth for the game. Though I don't know if I can recommend the Season Pass. As of right now, it has only been DLC characters so far. So unless these characters somehow become completely broken and are the go-to characters for online battles and other missions, it makes little sense to get it right now. But what's nice about a Season Pass is eventually down the line, you say, hey, I actually want this, or I only want this character. Boom, I can go in there and buy it right just like that. So I guess my last thoughts on the game, though, are just going to be saying, if you're a hardcore DBZ fan, you have most likely gotten this already. You've probably beaten it way before I did. You're going online every weekend, you're playing as much as you can, and that's what it should be. If you're looking for a fighter or just another game to get, and you think, I like DBZ as a kid, maybe I should try it out, but you're not so into the whole RNG thing or the story, really, and you just, you know, want to play a game, it's a good game. You get your money's worth, like I said before, but maybe it's a wait for a sale if that's the, you know, your case right there. If you're not a hardcore DBZ fan, if you're just looking for a game, it might throw you off a bit just because of the cheesy dub, in my opinion. I know we have Goku's original voice and everything, and some of the really big hitters, but if you're trying to remember and go in here with pure nostalgia goggles, it might throw you out of the experience. So that is something just to consider right there. I guess the last thing I didn't really touch on, though, was the drop rate when it comes to all this RNG stuff. I've heard from friends for certain accessory items it can be pretty bad, and other times people have had amazing luck. So go at it with your own risk, just like with anything like that. Hopefully, if it is as bad as some people say, maybe they'll change it eventually, but who knows? You know, the game's only been out for, I want to say 2-3 weeks now, you know, so overall, not bad at all. And just lastly, guys, overall, I'm enjoying the game and having fun. That is what matters when it comes to a game like this. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. I can't play it every day. I can't play it every weekend sometimes because I have other things to do. But, you know, when I'm just, you know, like, okay, you know what? I just want to go on. I want to play some DBZ. I want to fight some people online. Boom. This is a great game to do that. You know, yes, I might get my butt handed to me sometimes on the online battles and everything, but overall, I still enjoy the game. And when I can go online and enjoy a game and win and lose, that is a good thing. If I lose and I get really frustrated, whether the game's fighting me or, you know, say I know how to do certain things, but I'm still losing because of bad connection, you know, whatever the case may be, you know, that can be partly towards me, but that can also partly towards the game. But I still have fun, even when I lose. I know, okay, look, I need to practice on this. I need to practice on my blocking, teleporting, you know, gauging my stamina, make sure I don't use it too much. and just kind of go with that. And it really is pretty cool, and I really do like that. And again, I love the special events that they do on the weekends that brings the community together, that is more content, that is free technically right there. We don't have to pay for it or anything, although technically I guess you're paying through PlayStation Plus and all that. But nonetheless, that is pretty cool. Anytime a game can do community type events like this, it brings the community closer, it keeps the game going for longevities, and overall it is really, really cool. And again, if you're a DBZ fan, this is a must pick up for you. Just make sure you have good internet for the online, because you will lose ranking points if you disconnect, which is a bummer for these type of things. If there was a way to say like, hey, this guy had bad connection and it forced the game to quit on both of us. Oh wow, I just dropped like 50 places or something. However it might go. Nonetheless, that can be a little annoying. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about Xenoverse 2, though. Have you enjoyed the game so far? Have you been enjoying the content? Do you think it's worth the buy? Do you think it's worth the wait for the sale, rent it, never touch it? Just don't even touch these type of games or anything like that. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you want to see from me. I want to try and do a little series once I finally get some time. Me going from beginner to try to get really, really good. This is new to me. This is something I have to work at. I really have to get better at this game, which is cool. I love the skill gap. So we're going to go at it. I'm going to try my best to work my way up. I'm not going to try for rank 1 or anything, but overall, I think it should be really fun, and I can't wait to do more videos. So leave your likes down below if you want to, if you want me to make more of these videos. So let's say if I can get about 150 likes on this video, I will start doing more, and I will start that series, and even on the online ones. So anyway, guys, like I said before, leave your comments down below, leave a like if you liked the video, and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next one.